Yeah, it's on. It's official. Myles Garrett, he putting the wrist up. He is 100% all in on Shedeur Sanders being QB1, the face of the franchise at the quarterback position. He's going viral for what he had to say in this interview. He even hit the wrist up on him in some promo, man. Myles Garrett is all in on Shedeur Sanders. We got my man G. Bush dropping all the facts.
I think everyone was surprised to see him go to the 5th round. He's come to camp and OTAs with a great attitude. He's a hardworking guy. He has a good head on his shoulders. He's always positive, always optimistic, always keeps a smile on his face. And, you like going to work with people who have that kind of attitude.
Ain't too many quarterbacks in the league that can make that throw. Look here, Myles Garrett just dropped another bombshell, man. He said he was watching that pass and seen Shedeur throw it up and was just hoping. Didn't know who he was throwing it to, but he was just hoping that whoever was on the other end caught it. And then when he did catch it, he hoped he didn't fumble. Ain't too many quarterbacks in the league that can make that throw. Myles, what you trying to say? Myles Garrett, what you trying to say? Shedeur need to stay QB1? Bro, I ain't seen you look like that in forever. Maybe ever since you've been in the league. The one game you put up 24 points. Your quarterback looked like a quarterback. Kevin Stefanski. If you go back to Dylan Gabriel, I hope you got a fence around your house. I hope you don't drive in a regular car. It's going to have to be bulletproof or something. You're going to have to get an armored car, my guy. After this performance, and if you put Dylan Gabriel back out there, and he go out there and S the bed, Kevin, you might be fired. You ain't gonna be fired by the owner. You gonna be fired by the fans, cause they gonna be at Jimmy Haslam's front door. If you put Dylan Gabriel back in there and he go out there and S the bed against the San Francisco, Jimmy, they gonna be at your front door. Every last one of them Brown fans you stealing from gonna be at your front door. I'm telling you, man.
Yo, hold up. Did Myles Garrett just do what I think he did? The man threw up the wrist celebration on camera for Shedeur Sanders, one of the most dominant defensive players in the entire NFL, just publicly crowned a 5th-round rookie as his franchise quarterback. And if you think this is just hype, if you think this is just off-season talk, you haven't been paying attention. Because what's happening in Cleveland right now is bigger than football. This is about vindication. This is about proving every single doubter, every single hater, every single person who tried to bury this kid's career before it even started, completely and utterly wrong. And I'm about to show you exactly why Shedeur Sanders isn't just going to be QB1 for the Browns. He's about to change the entire narrative around how we evaluate quarterbacks in this league.
Speaking of your team, right? 4 quarterbacks, the challenges. Do y'all have the guy? Is Shedeur the guy?
That's what we're looking at as the guy. No, we're going to give him a shot to...
All right, that's who we looking at as the guy. And y'all trying to talk to me about Malik Willis? Y'all trying to talk to me about Kirk Cousins? What do you mean? Who y'all playing with? Who y'all playing with, man? Shedeur Sanders is QB1 for the Cleveland Browns, whether you like it or not, buddy.
To prove that he's the guy.
Do y'all have the guy? Is Shedeur the guy?
Let me paint the picture for you. Myles Garrett, the guy who eats quarterbacks for breakfast, the guy who's been through Baker Mayfield, through Deshaun Watson, through every single failed experiment Cleveland has thrown at this position, sits down for an interview. And when they ask him about the quarterback situation, he doesn't hesitate. He doesn't politician speak his way through it. He says straight up, that's who we're looking at as the guy. Not a guy, the guy. Do you understand what that means? That means in a locker room, in private conversations, in those moments when cameras aren't rolling, Myles Garrett has already seen enough. He's already bought in. And if you know anything about Myles Garrett, you know he doesn't waste words. He doesn't do fake hype. This is a man who has carried that franchise on his back for years, watching mediocre quarterback after mediocre quarterback fail to get the job done. And now he's throwing up Shedeur's celebration. He's putting his reputation on the line. He's telling the entire NFL, yeah, this is our guy, and if you got a problem with it, we can handle that too. But here's what really got me. Listen to how he talks about it. He says Shedeur was the last person on the field, meaning he came in as a fifth-round pick, the lowest of expectations. And what did he do? He won games. Not showed flashes, not has potential. He won games. And Myles even called out the coaching staff. He said Shedeur would have won another game if Kevin Stefanski hadn't pulled him for that two-point conversion. Think about that. The best player on your team is publicly saying the rookie should have been left in the game because he was that good. But yo, we gotta talk about the elephant in the room, because what happened to Shedeur Sanders in the pre-draft process wasn't just skepticism. It wasn't just, we have questions about his game. It was character assassination. It was a coordinated effort to destroy this man's reputation before he ever took a snap.
Did you notice that all that stuff just kind of just went away? So you agreed that it was slander?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was horrendous. It was horrendous.
It was character assassination. Yeah. I think that.
So it's okay for me to feel some type of way about the NFL. You would understand.
I without a doubt.
There you go.
There were things that were said about Shedeur.
There was lies that were told.
Boy, you think
He not playing, man. He said there were lies that was told. We're not going to play word semantics and play these games. Those were lies that were told. Shedeur Sanders coming into the meeting wearing headphones, not listening. Come on, man.
Let me remind you of the lies. They said he wore headphones into meetings and wasn't paying attention. Lie. They said he couldn't handle a playbook. Lie. They said he had attitude problems, that he was entitled, that he wouldn't shake hands with people. All lies. And Coach Prime just went on national television and called it what it is. When Stephen A. Smith tried to play the middle, tried to act like he didn't contribute to the slander, Prime shut it down immediately. Did you sabotage my son? Because it didn't help. That's a father talking. That's a man who watched his son get dragged through the mud by people who never met him, never coached him, never sat in a room with him. And the crazy part? Some of these same media members are now trying to backtrack, trying to act like they always believed in Shedeur. Nah, we got receipts. The fact that Brian Daboll, the Giants head coach who was one of the main sources of these rumors, is now unemployed should tell you everything you need to know. The man was so busy trying to sabotage another team's quarterback that he couldn't even save his own job. How's that for karma? And this is what really gets me fired up. Let's talk about the double standard, because when Drake May got drafted, when Caleb Williams got drafted, when Bo Nix got drafted, what did those teams say? This is our guy. We're building around him. No competition. But with Shedeur? Oh, he's got to earn it. He's got to compete. Nothing's handed to him. My guy, he was a fifth-round pick. He's already been disrespected more than any top quarterback prospect in recent memory. He's already had to overcome more adversity than 90% of these dudes. And now you're telling me he has to compete with the worst quarterback room in the league? And that includes a guy they paid $46 million. Make it make sense. Emmitt Smith called it out perfectly. They gave the job to Tyler Show in Carolina without competition. They gave it to Jackson Dart, to Cam Ward, to Sam Darnold when he went to Minnesota. But Shedeur? Nah, he's got to prove himself all over again. It's disrespectful, and honestly, it's transparent. Because here's what they're really scared of. They're scared that if Shedeur succeeds, it exposes how broken their evaluation process is. It exposes that all these experts who make millions of dollars analyzing quarterbacks got it completely wrong. It exposes that maybe, just maybe, the college coach they love to hate actually knows how to develop quarterbacks better than they do. But here's the beautiful thing. The locker room already knows. Myles Garrett knows. Denzel Ward knows. The players who actually have to go to war with this man every Sunday, they've already seen enough. They're not waiting for some media member's approval. They're not waiting for some analyst who never played a down in the NFL to tell them what they already see with their own eyes.
Because watch this. Prime is not jumping off that pedestal. He's on you forever. So you got one or two ways. If you was an op, he view y'all as the ops. You was trying to slander my son. If you want to just talk about football, they have people that's national journalists that try to tell you he don't be in the front of the room. Proof came out, he was all in the front of the room.
Yep.
People talk about he can't even walk and chew gum. He don't know the playbook. Can't get in and out of the huddle.
You know why Hall of Famers like Emmitt Smith love Shedeur? Because they recognize the work. They recognize the preparation. They recognize what it takes to succeed at this level, and they see it in him. You know why some media members don't? Because they've never done it. They've never been in that huddle. They've never had to make that throw with 300-pound linemen trying to take their head off. They critique from the comfort of a studio or a press box, but they have no idea what it actually takes. And that's why when Myles Garrett speaks, I listen. Because Myles Garrett has been in those trenches. He knows what leadership looks like. He knows what a franchise quarterback feels like. And he's telling us Shedeur is that guy. Let me tell you something about Coach Prime that people don't want to acknowledge. That man has been on a mission since the draft. He's not letting anyone off the hook who contributed to what happened to his son. And you know what? I respect it. Because this isn't just about football. This is about a father who watched people lie about his son's character. This is about a father who had to sit there and watch his son fall to the 5th round while lesser quarterbacks win in the 1st and 2nd round. This is about a father who knows his son put in the work, knows his son has the talent, and had to watch it all get undermined by people with agendas. And Prime ain't forgot. He's keeping receipts. He's reminding people of exactly what they said. And when Shedeur succeeds, and notice I said when, not if, Prime is going to make sure everyone remembers who doubted, who lied, and who tried to bury his son's career. That's not petty. That's accountability. Here's what this moment represents. This is bigger than Shedeur Sanders. This is bigger than the Cleveland Browns. This is about changing how we evaluate black quarterbacks in this league. This is about changing the narrative that says if you're confident, you're cocky. If you come from a famous family, you haven't earned it. If you played at a smaller school or didn't fit the traditional mold, you can't succeed. Shedeur is about to break all of those stereotypes, and when he does, it's going to open doors for the next generation of quarterbacks who don't fit into neat little boxes that scouts and GMs are comfortable with. That's why this matters. That's why Myles Garrett throwing up that wrist celebration is about more than just supporting a teammate. It's a statement. It's saying, we see the talent, we see the work, we see the leader, and we don't care what the rest of y'all think. So to everyone still in denial, to everyone still pushing the anybody but Shedeur agenda, I got news for you. It's over. The players have spoken. The locker room has spoken. And when week 1 rolls around and Shedeur Sanders is under center for the Cleveland Browns, I want all of you to keep that same energy. Because this isn't just a feel-good story. This is a young man who has been doubted, slandered, and disrespected at every turn. And he's still here. He's still winning. And he's about to prove every single one of you wrong. Myles Garrett sees it. Denzel Ward sees it. Emmitt Smith sees it. Coach Prime has been seeing it. And soon, the whole world is going to see it. Shedeur Sanders is QB1 for the Cleveland Browns. Get used to it. If you believe in this kid, drop a comment below. If you think the media owes him an apology, let me know. And if you're ready to watch this man take over the NFL, hit that subscribe button because we're going to be covering this journey every step of the way. Let's go.